What's up, y'all? I'm Sarah. I'm 28 years old and I have psychogenic non-epileptic seizures. It's known as P.N.E.S. as well for short. And these are seizures that are not due to a electrical misfire in the brain. They're due to either unknown causes, psychological causes, or other causes. And I've been dealing with it since April of 2013. It's something that I don't have every day, but I definitely have every week and often enough that makes it hard for me to work. When they first started, they were a little bit different. I would pass out, and it happened at work, it happened, at home, and it kept happening to where I had to go on leave from work. And I went to cardiologists and I went to different experts to try to figure out what was going on, and nobody could figure it out. Finally, I ended up going to a epilepsy center to get tested with round-the-clock EEGs, and they hooked it up to your head, with all the paste, and it's really nasty. But have the wires going out, and they did that for, I don't remember how many days it was. It was 3 days or something like that. And that was when I got my diagnosis. Now, whenever I found out, I was shocked and confused, and I didn't really know what to think, because it's almost like you find out you have a problem that there's no answer to, there's no cure, there's nothing they can do for you, almost. It was really hard, and I went through depression and everything, and I ended up having to move home with my parents just because I just needed more around-the-clock care, because it started happening more and more. And during this time I went to psychologists and different therapy and stuff like that, and I tried a whole bunch of medicine, tons of medicine, and nothing really worked. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but the very beginning I was just passing out or whatever, but now it's full-on shaking and everything, and my muscles get really sore and tired, and occasionally I'll have them in my sleep, and sometimes I feel them coming on. I would say most of the time, 75-80% of the time, I feel it coming on. So I'll feel nauseous, I'll feel weak, I'll feel dizzy, I feel weird, and then I'll try to find a spot, sit down or lay in a bed or something like that, so I'm safe. But of course, you're not always in a good spot, so if you're at a store or something, or out and about, it's hard. Cars are a place in a pinch I usually go to, but my friend's car, but I've been to the hospital a lot of times, emergency room, ambulances, all that kind of stuff, and it's not fun. And a lot of the medical professionals, they don't understand, they don't know much about this disease, and they don't understand it. There was an old term for this disease called pseudo seizures, and pseudo means fake, fake seizures. So whenever some paramedics see people having this and they figure out it's not a real seizure, they treat you bad. Of course, some are great, some doctors are great, but there's definitely some that just don't take it seriously and are just not educated about it. But it is real. You can't stop it. You can't feel it coming on and just be like, oh, I'm gonna stop it. You can't, and a lot of it has to do with stress and psychological factors, but it's not it happens right then. If I'm really stressed out and it's a prolonged period where I'm stressed out, sometimes it will just like absorb into me, you know. And then when everything's calm, like the next day or whatever, I'll have a bunch of seizures. So I mean, but sometimes it seems to be completely random, you know, where I'm feeling fine, nothing's going on for the past 3 days or whatever, and I'll just have one, you know. Or I might have one if I'm super overstimulated or super, like if I'm out shopping for a long period of time or at a festival or something, and I've been out for a long time, I might get tired and have one then. And nothing really worked. But it definitely wasn't as bad as it was before. And I had a little stint where it was like a 6-month stint where I didn't have them as much. So I decided I was going to try to work. And whenever you have this condition, you can't drive, or you're not supposed to drive because you could have a seizure, you know. So I had to walk to work, and it's hard to walk to work unless you live in a city where everything's close. If you live in the suburbs or basically middle America, anywhere, it's really hard. So I walk about 2 miles to work or so every day, and I end up going to Burger King. And it lasted for a little while, a couple months, but I had a seizure at work, and I'm just thankful that I wasn't by the grill or by the fryer or anything like that. I was out in the main lobby, so I'm thankful for that. So that, and then in addition, before I moved, I tried to get another job at a telephone company, and I had to walk to work as well for that one. And I had a seizure at work as well. So I had 2 different like work attempts, they call it. And right now I'm trying to get on disability, and it's been a long time. I'm in the appeals process, and in April, I think April will be a year since I filed my appeal. So it's really hard just waiting and not doing anything. You know, you go through fluxes of emotions, you know, like sure, whenever I first was not working, when I had that leave, it was nice just to stay home and chill and whatever, but as the months go on, you know, it really wears on you, and you feel crappy, and you feel like you're not contributing to society, or, you know, like for me personally, I get a sense of fulfillment and self-confidence from work, because, I mean, it's just natural, you know, like you're doing something, you're doing a good job, you're, you know, whatever. And without that, it's been hard. But you know, I've been trying to do things with my spare time, and one of the things that I'm gonna be doing is YouTube. And I got some video editing software, and I really want to like dive in and learn more of the, you know, how to make really good films and video editing and like all kinds of stuff. So there's that. I just wanted to put this out there because I know that there's other people struggling with things like this right now. And if there's one thing that I learned through going through this, it's that I have a newfound compassion and a newfound like perspective on people with disabilities and people who struggle with things and can't work, you know. And it's definitely been an interesting journey. Like, yeah, I wanted to share this with people because I wanted them to understand what's going on, and for the wider internet audience, if they, you know, have any questions, or if you're going through this as well, tell me in the comments, and, you know, maybe we can start a discussion about it. I'm part of a couple Facebook groups with people who have this, but it's always good to talk to someone new. And yeah, so this is a really personal video. I don't know when I'm going to put this up. I'm going to put it up right away or not, because It's really personal, but I just wanted to make this video. So, bye-bye for now.